Here in Venezuela for round 8 of the world-class 250 Motocross Championship. Trampas Parker's machine there, number 1. The machines all having to come over by air, crated up and sent here to the Venezuelan Grand Prix, and each team having their own pit garage to keep the machines and bits and pieces in. And number 6, that's Pekko Väkänen's Yamaha. And number 4, Petter Johansson, the Swedes' Yamaha. Number 81 there, that's Bob Moore's machine. And here's Bob Moore relaxing before the start of the first moto.
Well, right now it's really smooth because all the riders are just now starting to get bumps and stuff, but right now it's pretty smooth, so we'll have to wait and see for tomorrow.
Moore suffering with the flu virus. Here's Donny Schmidt's machine, and here is Donny Schmidt.
Donny Schmidt, what do you think about this track?
Well, right now it's really fast. The track hasn't formed any good lines yet. There's some puddles in the track, and it makes us riders go around the puddles. It's very fast, but I think it's going to shape up pretty good. If we get some more rain and they water it good, it'll form some good lines, and it'll be a good race.
Well, a good race. Hopefully it will be. Donny Schmidt there, his opinion. Bob Moore, as we say, suffering with a flu virus at the moment. Not on top of the world, but here we go. Heat 1. Gate drops, and around the corner they come. And Moore is one of those riders that heads it. 81 Bob Moore, Donny Schmidt on the inside. But Moore at the moment, despite that virus, has certainly it's not affected his starting. He's got that Chesterfield Yamaha out of that gate like a rocket. Well, Herring is amongst that group somewhere. Bobby Evertson was there, Badermanet, PUZAR was at the back of the pack. Here's Moore and Schmidt fighting it out for the lead. Schmidt going to the inside, he stuffs his teammate into the berm. Well, that's not very gentlemanlike now, is it? But he waves back at him, I think, to apologise, but it's Schmidt now, number 75, the American, that takes up the running at the front in this first moto here in Venezuela. Oh, dropping back just a little bit, but Schmidt it is that leads. We can see that's Edwin Evertson, number 8 on the Kawasaki, that's now moved up into second place. Here's Schmidt at the front. Track looking just a trifle dusty in places. To me, it looks more like in some parts more of a road race circuit than a motocross track. But there you are. Schmidt seems to think it's quite a good track. Hoping for a good day's racing, and certainly this is a good start to the day. Leading this first moto away, Donny Schmidt on the 250 Chesterfield Yamaha. The team put together by Michele Rinaldi. He's the team manager. Look at that finish straight. It does indeed look more like a road race circuit. Schmidt, Evertson on the outside, trying to pick up a little bit of extra grip on the Kawasaki. There he is, number 8. Schmidt still leads number 75. The question now hangs in the balance. Can the Kawasaki rider Edwin Evertson get up amongst the Chesterfields? He's in there at the moment in second place. We're looking back behind him, and Schmidt already beginning to pass some of the slower back markers. They could, ooh, the back end of that bike very nearly went, and Schmidt almost went for an exit over the bars. But blue flag goes out to the back marker. These lads obviously can't realise the speed of these front runners, but Schmidt, the American, the former 125 world champion, here now leading the 250 World Championship and looking for his first 250 World crown. With the demise of the BFE Suzuki star, young Stefan Everts, who now recovering from that ruptured spleen and broken ribs. Maybe we'll hope to see Stefan back in the very near future. But Schmidt it is at the moment in the lead, in the race, in the lead at the championship. And just look at second place man, Edwin Evertson, climbing all over that Chesterfield Yamaha. It's Yamaha versus Kawasaki, first and second. Trying to look back for third and fourth, but at the moment our cameras stay on the battle at the front. It looks like Moore is still there in around third. Ooh. Oh, that nearly was the demise of Evertson. Evertson takes the long way around, lines up Schmidt on the inside. He looks at him as if to say, I'm going through and you aren't going to stop me. And that's exactly what he did. They get right in amongst the back markers now. A mistake from one of those slower riders could change the whole picture of this race. But it's Evertson hoisting it up over the jump, and Schmidt goes for the inside line, and that's what I mean. Everton very nearly collided with that back marker, but he took the opportunity, gave it a big handful of gas and kept it out there in front. SCHMIT was unable to respond. SCHMIT tries the inside line yet again. No real major ruts or berms building up on this track so far, but this is only the first moto. Things will no doubt change as the day goes on. It's Everton, number 8, who leads at the moment. Donny SCHMIT, the American, in second place on the Yamaha. The Rinaldi team Chesterfield Yamaha. More we're looking back for. And look at SCHMIT. Pokes his wheel through on the inside to let Everton know that he's there. And here they come down that finishing straight again. It's almost heads down over the bars in top gear, and Everton's gone for the outside, SCHMIT's gone for the inside, and SCHMIT takes the lead. Everton comes back on the inside, but no way, says SCHMIT. You've passed me once, I'm not going to let you do it again. SCHMIT gasses the Yamaha away from the Kawasaki. We're trying to look back behind them. There is the first two, more I think, and TRAMPAS Parker now beginning to move up through the pack. There he is, number 1. TRAMPAS Parker's now moved up into second place. So where has Everton gone? Parker, number 1, the defending World 250 champion on the Honda. Obviously problems with that machine earlier on in the year. Parker wasn't overly happy with the setup of the machine or the engine, but things now seem to be settling down because Parker is finding his form and indeed finding the pace, because he's going after SCHMIT. He's got him. He goes on the inside of SCHMIT, and I think if SCHMIT hadn't hit the brakes just then, he would have been off the bike. Parker blocked past him on the inside. Quite, well, reasonably legitimate move, as one would describe. They both got safely through the corner, but it certainly hampered SCHMIT's attempts to get back into the lead. But it's Parker, number 1. The American now lives in Italy, married to a young Italian lady. They have one little baby boy at the moment. It's Parker that comes home and takes the win, the 20 points, to the cheers of his father and everyone else around the track. And look at those men run. Heat 2 gets off the line with the timekeeper and boardman running for their lives up the start straight. And it looks, well, there's more. Johansson, number 4, was also amongst that group as they come around. Can't quite see who it is that's got the lead, but it looks like PUZAR, Alessandro PUZAR, the Italian from SCHMIT, the American. That's 2 of the Chesterfield Yamahas, 1 and 2 respectively, but PUZAR, number 3, finished 5th, 6th it was in the first race. PUZAR wasn't such a good start for him today, but certainly he's here to make amends in the second heat. PUZAR beginning to pull away. Young Alessandro PUZAR came away from the English Grand Prix not as happy as he'd like to have been. A bad result in the last race when the rear subframe broke on him, but things are looking a lot better for him here in Venezuela. PUZAR, number 3 last year in the world, so desperately looking to move up to take over command at the top of this championship, but his teammate Donny SCHMIT, the American, I can assure you will have something else to say about that. PUZAR it is at the moment on the Chesterfield Yamaha, the Rinaldi team squad, and Michele Rinaldi heard to say that it's costing him a fortune at the moment in win bonuses, because his riders, more SCHMIT and that young man PUZAR, really are the lads that are out in front Grand Prix after Grand Prix. PUZAR it is, number 3. Keeping the bike wound on, lines it up for the jumps, moves his body around, lands it down again. No real sight of second place man. Now look at that foot out as he goes over the crank to jump, over the tabletop, into the corner. The Yamaha kicking and bucking all over the place, but PUZAR refuses to submit to the machine. Here comes Parker. Parker now up into second place. TRAMPAS Parker from the first heat win on the Honda looks now to be going into second position. The question now is, can he catch PUZAR? It's a question that we have to ask ourselves, because at the moment Mr. PUZAR, Sandro PUZAR, looking very uncatchable at the front. That's Monique Bavort's number 5 just gone through as we join the leader once again, Sandro PUZAR, and he's now up amongst the back markers. Oh, what can you say about this young Italian? 1990 250 motocross champion. He lost that plate to Trampas Parker last year, finished in third, hence the number 3 on the side of the bike. PUZAR certainly a rider that was reckoned, or favourite we should say, to take the championship again this year, but Donny SCHMIT, his fellow teammate on that Chesterfield machine, is at the moment making sure that PUZAR's trail to the top is a lot harder than he would have expected. Picking up some of the local Venezuelan riders, and we pick up once again the race leader, Alexander PUZAR, born in 1968 in Sivar in Italy, and second in 1988 in the Italian Championships, I should say, not the World Championship, because in the World Championship he finished third in the Italian Championship in 89, fourth in the World 125 Championship. At the moment, he's leading that man, number 75, Donny SCHMIT. Once again, our Venezuelan cameraman here favours some of the local lads, but PUZAR, it is unstoppable at the moment at the front. Track conditions, as you can see, beginning to berm up in the corners, giving something for these bikes to get into as they come around them. That's a classic example. Throws the bike into the berm. Big handful on the throttle, foot down and whisked it straight out again. Out in the corner, PUZAR, well, really is Mr. Unstoppable. In actual fact, I should think he's in a bit of a hurry. That was James Dobb, 23, that just went through on the Team Kawasaki. Well, actually, Team JD Kawasaki, we should say. James Dobb Kawasaki, although he does receive support from Kawasaki. Moments before, then number 5, Bavorts, but we're back with the leader. Once again, it's PUZAR. I would say he's in quite a hurry because when he gets home, he's going to pick up his new Ferrari Testarossa. Mike Healy, Gunnar Healy, number 2 there, the remaining rider from the Biaffi Suzuki squad, with Everts out at the moment. And we might see Stefan back before the end of the season. PUZAR it is. Back end of the bike, lifts up over the jumps. He's happy. He's got a big smile. Well, so would I be if I'd just bought a Ferrari Testarossa. Bit of a playboy is our Alessandro PUZAR, and well, I suppose really that's quite normal for a lot of the Italian lads. They do like to play, and none such more than this man. Look at him, winds it up over the jump. He really is on the gas. I don't think anybody is likely to catch him at the moment, least of all Mr. SCHMIT, or even this man, young Mike Healy. Healy it is, having not the best of seasons, coming from KTM last year to the Suzuki squad for 1992. 84 there. I suspect one of our local riders once again. Naturally, our cameramen here, the Venezuelan cameramen they are, picking up some of their obvious local favourites. But PUZAR, at the moment, favourite to take the checkered flag and indeed the 20 points. He was a quick lad. One of his hobbies is actually helicopters. He likes to fly helicopters. Well, Mike Healy, one of his hobbies, is being rather outrageous. Well, he's an American. Trampas Parker there, an American now living in Italy. The defending champion back with the race leader once again. PUZAR it is. And he's looking at Beda Monet there, number 18 on the Honda. Beda, a former 125 champion. PUZAR, former 250 champion, wants his championship back, and I can assure you that Trampas Parker would dearly love to keep that number 1 plate. Up that very fast straight, look at that. It's very much like, as I say, a road race circuit. It's almost heads down over the bar, flat out in top gear, I should imagine. They wind the way around the track again, very sort of, very light sand. There's Bob Moore, 81, and he's got, look like Pekko Väkkönen, number 6 behind him. So Moore suffering with a flu virus will no doubt sap his energy. Petter Johansson there, number 4, won his first Grand Prix Moto last year. Hasn't managed to compare that feat so far this year. PUZAR here is out to pick up a win here and 20 points. And he really is. His favourite riders, it's Jean-Michel Bale, believe it or not, and Eric Gabors. So really, he does indeed worship 2 great champions. In fact, Bale seemed to be a past champion because Jean-Michel leaves motocross at the end of this year to go motorcycle road racing. But it's PUZAR out there in front. Seems to have no worries whatsoever. quite happy with himself, taking his time. Doesn't have to rush it whatsoever. Because Donny SCHMIT is a long way back. Parker is also back there threatening, so we could see maybe a change. There is Bavort's number 5. Once again, we go back to the leader. And as I say, we're looking back now behind PUZAR. SCHMIT is still there. Moore is in 3rd. Vekinen was also there. And the Brit Robbie Herring was chasing around, back in around 5th place. But the cameras and all the eyes focused at the moment on this superb performance of this young Italian, Alessandro PUZAR, number 3, on the Rinaldi Chesterfield 250cc Yamaha. And unstoppable. So they are a bit sandy. Healy again, featuring quite heavily with Mike Healy. Very distinctive, very flamboyant young man he is. When you actually see him with his shirt off, you'll see that all his back is tattooed. And hairstyles can vary from year to year, but it's PUZAR that takes the checkered flag and those 20 points. That will make him a very happy young Italian. Well, there he is, receiving the congratulations of the Rinaldi team. And PUZAR, in actual fact, will be missing the motocross donations this year. He's going in hospital to have an operation on his knee, to have an artificial knee, I believe. So he's being wetted down a bit of water as we wait and see Heat 3 off the line. And I would hate to be those 5-second board holders. They really do have to leg it. Like Edwin Everson that's got the whole shot on the rest. He was away. It looks very much like Everson that leads as the crowd charge from one side of the track to the other to pick up their vantage points. Whether it will be PUZAR that's got another whole shot, no, I don't know. It's Parker, Trampas Parker, number 1, the defending champion from Louisiana, USA, now living in Italy, married to an Italian lady, as a little baby boy. And Trampas, very happy man at the moment. A lot of water that's gone down on the track in the interval, as you can see. It looks almost as if it's been chucking it down with rain, but they really have doused it down well to get out and to prevent the dust problems that you usually see in these hot countries. But number 1, Trampas Parker on the HRC engined Honda, obviously now getting things sorted out. Mr. Parker Senior has come across to give Trampas a bit of a hand with the engine department, and to say things seem now to be sorted out a little bit. That's Robbie Herring, number 19. A very dark and black Robbie Herring. To say they really have doused down this track here in Venezuela to prevent the dust problems. But Parker's up front, and at the moment the cleanest man in the race probably. He really doesn't have to eat anybody else's dirt, which is the advantage about being out in front, I suppose. So Trampas Parker it is. Oh, someone has just gone down in a great big pile of dust and muck, and somebody nearly went down with him. I actually can't see who it is at the moment, covered in all sorts of slime and dust. But it certainly wasn't this man, number 1, Trampas Parker, the American, leading at the moment. He's actually living in Italy, in Vicenza. Former world 125 champion, 7th in the 250 championships in 1990, and the 1991 250 champion, and very much intending to keep this number 1 plate for 1992. But he's got a lot to do if he's going to catch SCHMIT. First part of the season has been very disastrous for him. He just hasn't been able to get on the gas. Well, that's a rider. That's James Dobb, by the looks of things, number 23. It is the British rider, James Dobb, on the Kawasaki. Looks now to be in 2nd place. There's Everton. Edwin Everton also on Kawasaki, number 8. As the rest of the darkened figures come through, that looked like Parker. There indeed it was, indeed Parker. Up and over the jump he goes, hangs on. All he has to do is stay away from trouble, up amongst the back. Oh, look at that! That's a back marker that's just careered straight into him. Donny SCHMIT, he's in 3rd position. I don't know whether Parker managed to hang on to that, but that back marker just careered straight across the track, and I think he landed on top of Parker's shoulder. But Parker obviously stayed on. It looked very drastic from the shot that we had, but he stayed on because he still is, in fact, he's in the lead, yeah? Unbelievable stuff. Beta May, number 18, he's got Everton behind him, and Monet at the moment is in 2nd position. Beta Monet hanging on. Everton behind him on the Kawasaki number 8. Very difficult conditions now. The track has gone from one extreme to the other, from totally dry to quite slippery and mucky wet stuff. But Parker, yes indeed, he hung on to first place. Well, that was very, very lucky for him. Could well have picked up quite a nasty injury there. Foot rest into his shoulder, but he seems to be okay. Well, happy he was. 2 race wins, top 11 points as well. And that put him first overall on top of the rostrum, along with Donny SCHMIT in second and Bob Moore in third and Edwin Emerson fourth. Monique Bavorts was fifth, Alexander PUZAR sixth. These are the overall results. Final results there, as you see. Well, it was certainly a good day here in Venezuela, and we up cameras and up teams and pack up our bikes, and it's off to Unadilla.